Hello and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. I'm your host Lance here to talk about Ragna Crimson, episode 16. And if you follow me up to this point, you know that I read the manga and the anime so at the same time so I can compare and contrast. Today's episode takes place with chapters 35, 36, and 37. So quite typical of Ragna Crimson. We cover about three chapters per episode. There is a couple differences, minor differences, but I can share them when we get there. And I think I might be able to spoil one small thing at the end of the episode, so stay tuned. Overall, fantastic episode, lots of anime action going on. So much is going on. This show is just so consistent with like just so much to take in at once. And if you blink, you miss some stuff. But I can try to bring out the main points of this episode. And really, we just get to learn more about Alto. Olto Zora is he's turning into an interesting character, especially the more he transforms, the more eyes appear, and then his arm transformed into this awesome looking like cannon face thing that spewed out some toxic mist. So that was pretty cool. Didn't really do anything, but the concept is cool. I just like the idea. He just looks pretty sweet. Anyway, he can make his dragons go from like 80% madness to 200% madness, multiplying their strength value and at a cost of decreasing their life. So they can only last like 10 minutes, but they're super strong. So I thought that was cool, and that was just interesting. If I don't remember the anime saying this, but the manga mentioned it, so it's fresh with me. The fact that Alto's eyes are, expanding out throughout the forest so he can like spy on stuff. He's using his own blood to do that. So I don't. He's through anime logic, he's just got a nice flow of blood that can just regenerate quickly. Apparently, so that's how his eyes can just go anywhere. And now let's get into the real part of this episode that I want to talk about, and that is Alto's like original leader, master, whoever that is. Here's one difference: the anime calls her Lucutia, I think. And the manga calls her Raksha, Raksha. And they say it a couple times, so it's clearly that word. So it's just another name difference between the two mediums. But the point is that she had great desires for Alto and the rest of her companions, much like the Silverware Princess is. So when Alto, is seeing the Silverware Princess do her commands and try to fight forward, he is getting reminded of Lucutia, and he's starting to get all these memories that come back to him. And the reason he ends up lying to Terratectra about the death of her or not being able to find her is because he actually doesn't want her to die in this moment. He feels that if he were, by he means Alto, if Alto goes and meets Silverware Princess in person, sees her laying on the ground, maybe even touch her, it'll spark some more memories and more things will come back to him. So he tells Terratectra to stop attacking, preserve that body basically, and he goes and like teleports next to her. Of course, all that fails on him. He gets stabbed and pinned to a tree, so that was kind of cool. But that's not the end of Alto. He's clearly not done yet. So that was pretty interesting. I really liked that a lot. Terratectra's explosion deal was pretty sweet. 6 giant cannons just exploding the mountain. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty sweet. Terratectra he's just a tank of a monster, and he's fun to watch. One last monster we have to talk about is Borgias. He is the sleeping dragon within the forest itself, and he's starting to awaken. He's the reason that all of those weird dragon heads start appearing out of nowhere, much like out of like Demon Slayer, like with the last boss where he was just summoning a bunch of wooden heads. So that's what that reminded me of, just because of references. Anyway, I'm excited to see him because Borgias, he's supposed to be the super powerful guy, and I wonder if he's going to be part of this original crew of the dragons, where he's going to be just, I don't know, he can't be top because they've already got like a hierarchy going on, but maybe they put the hierarchy in place because of Borgias going to sleep or something like that. So I'm excited to see more about him. And I think that's pretty much everything in this episode. The spoiler that I can leave you with is Terratectra's going to die. He's going to get into a big battle next, and we're going to see the end of him because One of these dragons has to die soon, and we need to continue with the story. Another thing I think I can say is I think Ragna Crimson is going to be 100% done after this 24 episode series. There isn't going to be like a season 2. I think everything is going to be said and done with this one big batch. So I think that's going to be interesting. We'll see in the future, but I think from what I've researched, I think this is going to be it. We'll see. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week.